bet. I bet if you ask a freshman who's Abby Shallower, I bet they could all tell
Well,
you.
yeah, you, because you actually, like,
Yeah, but if you're like,
I
yeah.
don't know, like, any of the freshmen.
I don't really care about that.
I know some of them, but like,
I don't care about the younger kids. I'm just saying.
hey.
I mean, there's a few. You're one of the few.
There's a few exceptions. I heard this here as a freshman.
Yeah,
like,
so you're so quiet too. Like, you kind of forget.
And then she knows how to use.
Jesus Christ. Kizzy, you're talking about yourself now.
No, I'm not.
You know all the answers. You're
Okay,
so good.
stop.
You always
Yeah,
get
stop.
100 on the
Stop.
community.
Stop.
They must have been
You always get
Stop.
the Pictionary. You're just the star
Okay.
student.
That's the date, that's not correct update that you're looking at.
Oh, is the test tomorrow?
It's not.
It says it's.
Not.
I spilled water in my mask.
You better not do it.
Let me see the second question.
New Year's a Thursday, today's Friday.
Oh,
Maybe it's
yeah.
Friday,
I
this
swear it's
Saturday.
gonna be a Friday. It's gonna be a
So you're not gonna hang out with Daniel anymore?
Did he mess your family?
Are you? You can hang out with
That is
him.
plausible.
So where did you hear? I get back from,
I barely circled.
That's New Year's Eve. Who are you going with, your family?
Oh, yeah, I'm 27 live. Just like,
Okay. So, let's go through the questions you guys had, starting with number 51. So 51, we want to simplify the fourth root of 64. So if it says fourth root, it means we want groups of 4. So I'm breaking up 64 as 8 and 8, 4 and 2, 4 and 2. So I want groups of 4. So I'm left with basically 6 2s. So I'm going to take 4 of them, and that 2 gets to come on the outside then. So there's a 2 on the outside, so I found a group of 2, or 4 2s. But then what's left on the inside is those 2. So there's going to be a 4 left inside, 2 times 2. So it's a fourth root, so I'm looking for groups of 4. Pull those 4 out, I'm left with just 2 2s inside. Now in 53, we want to add and subtract these, or subtract them, but they need to be a like radical. So what that means is I need to simplify them first. So I'm breaking up 12 as 4 times 3, because I know that 4 goes into 12 and 4 is a perfect square. So this becomes 5 times 2, the square root of 4 is 2. So this is, we need 10 square roots of 3. So I simplified that already. Then this one I can break up. Square root of 75, 25 times 3. And I like that again because square root of 25 is a perfect square. Oops, that should be a 3 there. So this becomes minus 15 square roots of 3. Now they're like radicals, so 10 minus 15 is going to be a negative 5. And then square roots of 3. You just add those coefficients. Right. The next one is asking us to square this whole radical expression, but since there's 2 terms, we have to write it twice. So now we'll FOIL. So first, square root of 8 times square root of 8 is just going to be 8. So square root of 64, just 8. Plus, square root of 8 times the square root of 12. I'm going to multiply those right away. 8 times 12 is 96.
Yeah.
Okay, square root of 96. This is also square root of 96. And And then plus the square root of 12 times the square root of 12 is the square root of 144, which is just 12. I'm not quite done yet. I can simplify some things. So 8 and 12 can go together to be 20. Square root of 96, square root of 96, that's 2 of them. But that can be simplified. So I'm going to break up the square root of 96. I don't know what goes into it. 16 maybe? Does 16 go to 96? 16 does. So 16 times 6. So this becomes 20 plus 2 times, that's going to be 4. Square roots of 6. 20 plus 8 square roots of 6. And then I can't combine those anymore because 20 and 8 square roots of 6 are not like radicals, so to keep them separate. Now this next one's multiplying a whole bunch of radicals together, and I saw some of you guys break them up and then try to multiply them back again. I would just multiply them all together to begin with. So I did 8 times 15 times 21. Oh, that's a really big number. But it's doable. We can break it up. I already know 10 goes into it because it has a 0 on the end. So 252. And 252, 4 and 63. Well, I guess I'm just gonna, let me do it this way. I don't know the best way, I guess. Have a good calculator that does this first. 252 times 10. So 4 and 63 is what I got here. 2 and 5. 2 and 2. 9 and 7. That's not too bad. Okay, so I have 2 2s, 2 3s. So 2 and 3 can come out, so 6 comes out. And 2 and 5 and 7 are left in, so 70 is left in, I think. Does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then finally 58 here. Slide this guy down.
Swag.
So I can't have a radical in the denominator, so I have to use the conjugate. But if I do that to the bottom, I have to do it to the top as well. So the top of this, distribute that in. So it'll be 4 square roots of 10 minus square root of 20, which I'll have to simplify. On the bottom, first, outer, inner, last. Those middle two will cancel out. The bottom's going to be 16 minus 2. But this top I can simplify a little bit more. The 20, square root of 20, I can break up as 4 times 5. So it's going to be minus 2 square roots of 5, all over 14. But then I'm not quite done yet. I have to simplify all 3 of these by 2, because I can divide them all by 2. This becomes 2 square roots of 10 minus the square root of 5, all over 7. So we're going to go back to our notes from the other day, so if you guys can get those back out, please.
She lives in daydreams. Once you build that song,
Weird, because I wasn't even singing it.
but it's on your TikTok.
So, okay, restarting my.
Say that.
That's a lot. Like, I'll actually play it.
Sing us a song or get out, man.
Okay, I'm gonna bet.
Oh, I gotta say, this is very hard.
Dairy Queen this weekend. You weren't there.
What? Okay, I worked on Saturday.
We went Saturday night.
Birthday.
Hi.
I'm assuming you got it.
I got it for us. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. All good.
Was Lola there?
No, she wasn't there either. No one I knew.
Was
She
a
was
blonde
hoping
girl
for
there?
the
Yeah.
Amira.
A short blonde girl.
She was hoping for the
I
good
hate her.
Do you really?
Don't. Okay, I don't hate her. She's just really mean to me.
Oh.
She bosses me around, and then she's like, "Are you serious? A 3-year-old could do this?" And I'm like, "No, they couldn't, because their fingers could get hurt in the blender." And then she's like, "Are you being smart with me?" And I was like, "Listen, you and I are doing the same job. You don't have any authority over me." And she's like, "Oh, really?" Huh?
Honestly, just
But
white.
still. I don't know. She just kind of.
Actually, I feel really like so the Grafton Dairy Queen shut down because it was horrible, and so she was actually having trouble with our order. The girl that was working, that I was like, "Gosh, I hope it's not Kinsey or Lola." Like when we did our order, then like as we started pulling away, Mr. Bonnie, he was like, "We should ask them if they used to work at Grafton because they were like that bad." Like where she was like really confused by our order, like, and it was like 4 blizzards. So,
You
but-
have to tell your.
It's sometimes hard when
No,
I'm
okay, I did not just say that. That was just that was kind of building up.
yeah, it sounds like it.
It's hard
I
like,
don't wanna
when
get in
I'm
trouble.
the cashier and people talk so quiet and then they have a mask on and they cannot hear.
I
But,
really
I
like
feel
doing
the
the drive-thru, like,
drive-thru
thank you for stopping. How can I help?
That's when everyone has a customer service voice.
Yeah.
So am I supposed to wear a mask in the drive-thru, do you think, when I'm driving?
That's what my mom does.
I feel awkward not, because they are, but like,
No, I don't. I love it.
I only do it if I go in.
Yeah.
Right, that's how I feel
And like
too.
even restaurants, I don't really do it just because sit down. You can
Right, it's kind of silly, yeah.
My
Okay,
mom
so we want to isolate the radical. I do some, like if my mask happens to be around my neck, then I'll pull it up in the drive-thru, but if it's just, if it's not,
I
maybe
just
I
kind
just
of
don't.
feel guilty sometimes.
I know, I feel bad that they're the only one wearing a mask then, so I feel like I should. So, okay,
People at work call me the mask Nazi because people come in and they have to wear a mask. And I'll tell them to put on a mask and then they'll swear me out.
They'll wear a mask, but it's like mesh. I'm like, yeah.
the lace mask.
People will leave. They'll be like, "Fine," and then they'll just leave.
You're like, see ya. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
One time,
Alright.
I'm like, "Do you have a mask you put on?" The guy says no, and then he pulls out 2 masks from his pocket. I'm like, you have more than one in there.
You asked if you have a mask, you had multiple. Alright. So 4 times, or 4 to the third, is that 64?
16 times 4.
I'm sorry.
That's 64.
Yeah, 16
Yeah.
times
She just had to say it because you know it's Kinsey.
Oh my gosh.
4. Okay, so I'm not buying you a candy cane right now. I was writing it down and now I'm gonna give it to Nick. Yeah.
Okay, so y ends up being 71, and remember with these, we do want to check them. So 71 minus 7 is going to be 64. The cube root of 64 is 4, plus 5 gives us 9, so it checks. So you want to remember to check these.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then this example 14 is the tougher type of radical ones where we have to do the big FOIL as we do this. So in this case, we're going to square each side. When we square the left side, we have to FOIL it.
Dumb. How do you spell foil?
What? Just actually ask my question.
Careful, one's a 12 and one's a 21. For a second, I thought they were the same number.
Wait, so
Is it minus 1, not minus x?
Yes. Thank you. Thrown off by all the ones. It's like embarrassing. There we go. All right.
Kinsey, that's not embarrassing. We all make mistakes, even Mrs. Donahue. Even Mr. Olson when he wrote cubic address instead of public address.
love that journey for him. Like, you know how she would just say, like, I just love that journey for him, is what she would. Because I think he has a hard time being wrong sometimes. So,
Yeah, he's like saying a word means something, and I look it up on Google today, and he's like, no, I'm right. I gotta find my
Dictionary.
his special dictionary. I mean, he's a smart guy, so I mean, probably not wrong as often as I am, but.
it's either his way or no way.
Yeah, that's how it was. When him and my brother would argue all the time. Mr. Wilson was always right, and then he was right. My brother was trying to get sense of the
Well,
ISS.
looks like creative writing.
Good for a little while.
Yeah, I created writing with him next semester.
Okay, guys, so I foiled that whole left side, and hopefully I'm okay now. Now, in this case, we like this because the x's on each side cancel. And so on the left side, I have 21 and 1, so that's 22. And this is a -1, so -2 square roots of x plus 21. Lots of 2's. And then this equals 12.
Of course, there's a 2.
Yep. Now I want to isolate that radical, so I'm going to bring the 22 over. Go to the back.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was in here. Oh wait, you weren't in here.
Wasn't in here.
That's when I was planting the gum.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You guys are jealous.
All right. Look, it's not 2.
I don't like it.
All right. So I get the square root of x plus 21 equals 5. So I'm going to square each side at this point. And then I need to solve for x, and so I'm going to move that 21 over.
I better get
So x ends up being
We
4.
have to see if it works.
Now, yep, check if it works. So put 4 in. 4 plus 21 is 25. Square root of 25 is just 5. Minus 1 is 4. Put 4 in over here. 4 plus 12 is 16. Square root of 16 is 4. So it works. Remember to check it.
Kinsey can check it for me.
Okay?
Does it work?
Should work.
Yeah, that is
All right. We should have gone through and done all this on Friday or Thursday. What are you guys doing talking me out of this? No, what?
We only do Kahoot when you're not here.
Yeah. I look at the attendance in the morning and then see, oh,
That's what I would do.
That actually sounds believable.
well, it really was. There was like 2 or 3 times in a row that you weren't here, and I was like, what in the world? And I always think, well, Kinsey will be happy, and then I like look and you're not here. So.
See, Kinsey, it's not just me that makes fun of you.
Yeah.
They just went at you.
Yeah.
Jordan and I are.
Yeah, we'll be done.
Okay, well, I was gonna buy you guys all candy. But like, let me just erase all your names. I'm sorry.
There's
No,
Why do you
She never remembers my name. That's why.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys didn't hear, the sophomore class is doing a key
Yeah,
fundraiser.
I already asked this, and they were all like, no!
Yeah. What? Where do you buy it from?
Kinsey, right?
Yeah,
Well, one of
Kinsey.
the officers, I'm gonna come around, well, I come around during my lunch, sometimes she'll be coming around during your lunch. But I'll always have one here, so you can buy them for Gables, or you can buy them for just like.
Okay, when they said that,
Gables is like the like retirement or like assisted living home. So like,
I'm gonna buy those.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
okay, when Mr. Wilson said that, I was like, can they even eat them?
Oh,
Because,
they hard candy they can. I
6 or
think.
5.
can they?
Well, or not, or at least it's the thought that counts. They can hang on their little tree.
I said that, and then everyone started laughing. It's like, it was supposed to be a joke. I actually don't know.
I think typically hard candies.
What if their dentures fall out?
Well, no, they can suck on things. They can't chew gum. Like if you're handing out gum, that wouldn't be very nice. Okay, so guys, so you guys, we can't have I in the denominator, so we're going to multiply by the conjugate.
What?
You said the JC twice in the class today.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're not
Catholic
supposed
in
to
me.
say that.
Yeah, I thought Catholics wouldn't. The JC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Catholics can say that anyway.
Yeah, we can, as long as we're saying it in a good way.
Right, I don't think you are though.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it in a, oh my gosh.
Oh my Lanta.
I say oh goodness a lot, and like the boys do that. That too, Mr. Donahue is always like, you know where they learned that from. Because he thinks it sounds so like, I think like kind of girly. Like when I'm like, oh goodness, and like when the boys say that, he's like kind of
You know where
upset.
they
He's
learned
like,
that from.
You get that from your mother.
I type OMG when I want a lot.
Just tell them it's 2020, Michael.
Yeah,
Nothing's
right,
anymore.
right.
They all are wearing their Christmas McDonald's shirts today.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Except Garrett.
Garrett's
No, he's wearing a McDonald's sweatshirt and the McDonald's shirt. No, he's not. Yes, he is.
Yeah, they're all wearing that shirt today, and I thought it was so
And
good.
you know he's not. And
I
there's a
heard
McDonald's M on it with yellow zippers on the side.
What is it?
Let's go.
Okay. So at this point, now we have to check and see, can we simplify it all? So 18, 12, and 52 are all divisible by 2.
Yes, ma'am.
So we make that 9 plus 6i divide by, what is that, 26?
34, 31.
What? Only like 26, but. Is that it? We're done, right? We have the last one. Well, hi.
Oh my gosh, it's Miss Miller super
Hey.
class again.
We also have to put that we're missing.
Oh yeah, true.
You get a haircut, Ryan? Nice. Did you get a job at? Did you get your job?
Oh, congratulations.
So go to Fleet Farm.
Despite him answering his phone, did you hear this story? He answered his phone during my class. I'm like, Ryan, who are you talking to? Hang up the phone, like you're in class. And he's like, this isn't a good time. You need to call back later. Like, yeah, like 4 o'clock. And he hangs up. And I was like, who was that? He's like, oh, that was Fleet Farm calling to ask me for a job interview. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're never going to call you again. Like, I was like, don't pick up the phone. Get in class. Yeah, right. Yeah, get your voicemail. In case work ever needs to call and be like, we need to switch your schedule. You, like,
So I just got asked the other day, what does Fleet Farm smell like? What does Fleet Farm smell like?
Oh.
What?
Tires, you said.
You used to smell like tires.
Yeah,
Like
Tires?
Like rubber?
Yeah.
Rubber, yeah.
Like is it? I thought I was gonna say wood chips.
Yeah.
Like a good
But I didn't
Like
think
hay.
about tires.
That's,
I think the tires.
Like it's a definite
if
smell.
there was a Fleet Farm candle, I would
So
buy
I
it.
can't remember, we were just asking that.
It's kind of like a nice,
What is this
like,
smell like?
Man,
like, yeah, and like home-like smell, right? Like, but it's kind of comforting. Like,
Yeah.
all right, see ya.
That's where Ryan works now.
I had never stepped foot in it. There were like
Where are you from?
Milwaukee.
Oh.
There's one in Menominee Falls. So that's probably somewhat close, but that's probably.
McDonald's my bonus for Christmas. I got a $5
Oh.
to McDonald's.
I get a $20 gift card.
Oh, and I got this.
Or that's what I got last
Hey, you
year.
said you stole that.
Does Dairy Queen give you cool shirts? I didn't think so.
I
Yeah,
don't
we
work
got
at
a
Dairy
Christmas shirt. It has a blizzard on it.
This one's way cooler. McDonald's.
I had the
It is cooler.
I had the peppermint hot chocolate blizzard.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, you make it
I
fun.
thought it was
He's like, well,
like it was good, but like I didn't like.
I'm so done.
I like candy cane, or I like mint
I've
chocolate.
worked
Is
with
like my
him,
favorite.
so I could.
I got my Christmas bonus.
Jack,
My Christmas bonus is just
He got
to not have to come to school during Christmas break.
Jack,
His, like,
aren't you like already copying and trying at your work?
Yeah, he's actually older.
Did I do something wrong? 15 plus 2 is 17. Thank you.
Probably.
That's what I get for talking.
I probably could. Honestly, I
Is
probably do.
everyone here?
15 plus 2 is 17. 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 15 plus
I mean, in this
No.
class.
I will
All
never.
right. So guys, you have the rest of the time to work. It's a lot of time, so use your time wisely. I do have a couple people that have to finish up retakes, so I wanted to give them that time.
I already did my retake.
Yeah, I haven't graded it yet. So test tomorrow.
Like there was a woman.
I feel like we have so much time.
We do. Yeah.
My coworker just asked if I can get to work at 3:30. And I'm like, I have school